Good morning, YouTube. It's Joe, the 50-something Dasher, with the recap for Wednesday. What is today? The 5th, I think? I don't know. Sorry for not being more prepared. Just leaving the customer right now that spit in my face. So we're going to leave that customer and go to off to Meijer now for an order. Let's see, I'm going around in a circle here. Pay attention to where I'm going. Okay, so start time for this morning's dash, 5:54 in the morning. And so the first order, and that's the customer that I'm talking about. I've just done the one order so far. So I got from home a $8.75 Meijer one item. So I get to Meijer, pretty straightforward. It's flu medication. And what is this car doing? Oh, they're doing trash. I used to do that. I've lived in places where there's only one community trash can, and I put the trash in my trunk and had to do that before. Should I take the interstate here, or what should we do? Yeah, let's take the interstate to Meijer. Like I said, get to Meijer for that first order. It's flu medication. Found it right away. I'll throw up the screenshot. I think after I got to that department and click my start shopping, I think it was like 50 seconds. And then I go to deliver. It delivers. I'm now like across zone right now. So so I went to Meijer, cross zone, and now I gotta cross again to get back to Meijer. It was leave at the door, ring the doorbell. Okay, so I did, and go close out the order, and 50-cent tip. Throw up the screenshot. Thank you very much. I've said this many times before. It's just my own personal opinion. Anytime somebody tips less than $1, it's just like, spitting in my face. Just if you're going to do something like that, I would have been fine with just a 0 tip. And then this would have been like $8.20. I would have been more okay had this paid $8.25 with the 0 tip than $8.75 with the 50 cents. Next was a couple declines. 450 Jolly Pirate going 9 miles decline. I started this dash off with 84% acceptance. I got, some wiggle room today, obviously. The next decline, I almost took that. 575 Chick-fil-A, 11 miles, which you're probably like, wait a minute, that sounds absolutely horrible. But like I said, I don't mind so much these high mileage orders if they're delivering in zone. And this one, the customer is like, it's just outside of zone. It's actually over by my W2. And the reason for the high mileage is because that apartment complex I was sitting in just now is right smack in the middle of the Chick-fil-A and the customer. So I had to draw, 5 miles to Chick-fil-A, and then, not 5 miles, maybe like 3 miles to Chick-fil-A, and then from there, from that position, like 8 miles to the customer. But still, like I said, pretty much all in zone. And I almost took it, but I was like, no, I better not. And then, but then it's a good thing I passed on it, because almost right away I get this Meijer. I decline that, and then just almost immediately get this Meijer order, which is much better. It's $14.75, 14 miles. And again, the reason for the high mileage is right now I gotta, travel this 5 or 6 miles, whatever it is, to Meijer. Only 4 items. I think I saw some like potato chips, some kind of like pretzel bites or something. Might be some kind of like pretzel sandwiches. It's 2 other like food items. It shouldn't take me that long at all. So I'm about to jump on from one interstate to the other, and I'll be back in a little bit with more updates in today's story. Yeah, that was pretty easy. Just picked up from the Meijer on my way to the customer. It's the daycare, so I don't need the daycare, not the one that I'm close to right now, but back across zone. That's why the high mileage. So yeah, I realized after I got here, I was like, oh, okay, the pretzel sliders. Yeah, those are the pre-made sandwiches in the very front of the store in the cold bunkers. I know exactly where those were at. So that was the first 2 items found in 2 seconds. And then just the potato chips and applesauce. So super easy. Just took me a couple minutes. Would have moved faster through the store if it wasn't for my back. I've been battling a sore back for a week. It was funny so I'm coming from the back of the store to the checkouts, and it was actually felt better on my back to kind of do like a slow like jog instead of actually walking. So I kind of sort of ran up to the cash registers, kind of. Is probably a funny sight. But yeah, anyway, so now off to this customer, and to drop this off, easy $14.75, and we'll see what the next order is. Okay, just dropped off the Meijer order. I kind of surprised the lady. They had 2 DoorDash deliveries. She was expecting me to be the McDonald's delivery. That dasher came right after I did. But I delivered that order, I think it was like 20 minutes or something before the scheduled delivery time. So that's why the confusion on that. Got an offer right after the drop off. Another low ball Jolly Pirate 325 9 mile. No, what's up with Jolly Pirate this morning? So it's 7:27. I should get something here in the next couple minutes. So I'm just sitting here right by this customer on a side street, and I'll wait here a few minutes and should get something else. Hopefully, we'll see. All right, guys. Yeah, I took an order that I shouldn't have taken. It was shortly after that last segment. A $5 Taco Bell going just outside of zone. And I took it like against my better judgment. I guess I just wanted to keep moving and be on an order, more or less, as long as it wasn't, if it was $5, 12 miles, something crazy, I wouldn't have taken it. But $5, 7.5, I took it. And it's come out here to this South High area. I believe it's like, I think it's a nursing home, but I'm not 100% sure. I've been here like once before and had problems the last time as well, but the customer instructions said to deliver in the front desk reception area. Okay, fine. So I get here, I always follow GPS and turn in the entrance that it has me turn into. And right when you turn in, there's this door with an awning, and it looks like a main front door. But you walk up to it and go in through the first, it's a double set of doors. You walk in the first doors and realize you're just walking into like a conference room. So I know that's not it. So I drive to the other, kind of main entrance, and I go in there. There's 2 people in there, and they have no idea who this customer is. And so I sent my first message that I've arrived and getting out of my car. And while I'm talking to the reception lady, the customer messages it and says, I think you're in the front of the building. I'm on the side. And I told that to these people in the lobby, and they were like, oh yeah, she's probably, you know, such and such department or whatever. And the one guy that was standing there, he was like really super cool. He was like, hey, don't worry about it, man. I'll take it over there for you. And so I sent a message to the customer. I don't normally do this. I said, you know, and the guy gave me his name. I said, so-and-so is taking the order over to you. And I don't normally do this, but I got after the customer on this one. I said, please update your driver instructions. You know, and then I sent my last message, order delivered. Thank you for, you know, placing your DoorDash order today, and then closed out the order. But yeah, just especially, you know, I don't know how the customers can be so vague, especially a place like this that has multiple doors in the front of the building. It has doors, entrances on the sides of the buildings, doors, entrances here and there and everywhere. And you can't, you know, some customers understand that and they have their instructions updated accordingly. You know, they'll say, come door that's marked door number 101 or door C or something like that. And then, but this customer, oh, just come and just drop it off at the reception, main door. Well, I mean, that's the door I went into. But anyway, it's, what is it, 3 minutes till 8, coming back into zone now. And let's see what DoorDash gives me next. Okay, guys, next order was a good one. $13.75 with a hidden tip. Chick-fil-A. It looked like on the map that it was going to the hospital when I first looked at it, but it's actually going home. Going to the nursing home next door to me. So that's really nice. And I get in there, and it's like 23 or 25 items or something like that. I look at I was like, well, this was not a catering order. So it you know, of course I already threw up the screenshot here, and you see there's no mention of catering. But there was like 2 meals, and then a whole bunch of individual items, like individual like sandwiches. Most of it though was like a bunch of different hash browns, fruit cups. So maybe it was, you know, under $100 subtotal. And then, but just to be sure, I asked the staff, I was like, how many bags is this going to be? I mean, do I need to grab a catering bag or, and they said, no, it'll just be like 1 or 2 of these, like the large sacks that we have. So, I had to wait about 3 or 4 minutes, something like that. Not too long. They had the order ready. I just got two small drinks here, and then 2 sacks in the catering bag. And now driving home to deliver this, and we'll see what the hidden tip is going to be. What do you guys think? I'm gonna say let's go with a different amount than my guess is normally. I'm gonna say $1.50 is gonna be the hidden tip. So we'll see what it is. But I'll update after I drop this off. $24. I was not expecting that, guys. So that's like close to, I think, close to $11 hidden tip. Yeah, I was not expecting that. I usually don't get very good tips here. I take the orders because it's dropping off at home, and I just go next door and into my garage. So, but yeah, that was pretty crazy. $24, I'll take it, absolutely. Thank you very much. Now heading home to grab something quick to eat. Wait for my next order. We'll see what it is. All right, guys, back on the dash here. Did you guys see on that? I didn't catch this in first and all the excitement, but did you guys see that DoorDash lowered their pay on that order to $2? Unbelievable. That, like I said, that did not come across as a catering order, but it had to be like a $80 or $90 subtotal with all that stuff, I would have thought. And had there not been that tip on there, so it was $2 from DoorDash, $22 customer tip. Had the customer not tipped anything, I mean, the DoorDash pay on that, you would think would have been like $6 or $7 or whatever, but they lowered their cut and just, you know, I don't know, just shady as can be. Anyway, I got home and my wife surprised me with she was making breakfast. So I put the dash on a pause, ate breakfast, resumed the dash, and got this order that I'm on right now. Got this pretty much right away after I unpaused. What was it? $8.22, 8 miles. Tim Hortons going down to Southern Point. So this is pretty, you know, this should be a pretty standard pickup and delivery here, hopefully. And put me up to, this order will put me up to like $60. And we'll just go from there. I'm kind of, that car lost. That's a dead end. Kind of wanting to make up a little ground from stopping early yesterday, so I'd like to try to hit about $112 today at least, you know, maybe even 120, 130, but we'll see. I feel pretty good right now, and even though I think I already mentioned my back is sore, but with the sore back, I need to be out and about, moving around and getting activity in. It just sitting around the house will make it worse. But I am almost to Tim Hortons, and we'll deliver this one and go from there. All right, so that Tim Hortons order, that wasn't bad at all. That just delivered to a medical building off the main state route, so that was pretty straightforward. After that, I got a $16 stacked Meyer, 15 miles. I took it because it was $16, and plus it's only 3 total items. So I get to Meyer, and it's funny with this order, I had to walk clear around the perimeter of the store, and I had to drive clear around the perimeter of my zone. It's kind of funny, but the first customer was just a pregnancy test, so I got another pregnancy test order. The second order was paper towels and a furnace filter, which was kind of unusual. First time I've ever had one of those, and neither one of those items, like both of them, was too big to fit in a shopping sack. So the pregnancy test delivered first. That delivered to a trailer, and then it was off to the other customer, clear clear opposite. And I actually, both of them was like out of zone. Like one of them was out of zone on one side of the zone, the other one was just out of zone on the clear other opposite side. So yeah, it was a lot of driving, but I think it only took me around maybe 35 total minutes or whatever, because even with the driving was all on fast, country roads. So I made really good time on it. And it was kind of funny, the both customers, each one left a $2 tip. How crazy is that? 2 minutes, 2 seconds. Be right back at you. And then I got the next order is I was at the gas station trying to get gas, was a $5.25 big boy. I was right next to the big boy, but I didn't like where this was going. This was 5 miles and it was 100% just 5 miles going out of zone. And then so I drive 5 miles away from zone, have to drive 5 miles back. Like I said, I just didn't like that order. And so that was a decline. And then the order I just finished up was I was driving on the main strip in Grove City. I got a garden bar order for $5.50 and like not even a mile and a half. I don't think I wasn't too far from the garden bar. Picked that up. Had to wait about 4 or 5 minutes on the order though. That was the only bad thing. There was this little boy in the store, like placing an order by himself. He's probably only maybe 9 years old. And they were kind of concerned, like, well, where's your parents? Do they work around here? And he said, yeah. But anyway, the credit card that he was trying to use got declined. So one of the staff paid for his sandwich. That was pretty cool. But I think the kid broke like some kind of glass jar. I was inside the bathroom and I heard glass breaking like loud. And when I came back out, I saw all the glass on the counter. I don't know if that little boy knocked something over, but it sounded worse from in the bathroom. It sounded like glass like crashing down on the floor to me. But anyway, so I delivered the garden bar, just delivered to some homes like only a half a mile behind the place. And it's 10:38, so I'm going to try to see if I can pick up my prescription before I get the first lunch order. So we'll see. So that's where I'm heading now, is to the pharmacy, unless I get something. And not too many more orders to go before I hit goal. I think I'm at like $83, something like that. So this was a pretty good dash today. So I'll continue on to the pharmacy here and we'll see what I get next. All right, now leaving a drop off. So picking up where I last left off, I had a couple 2 and 2 orders, $4 even. The first one was a Wendy's. It said, I think I'll show the screenshot, of course, but it said, I think like a mile and a half or whatever, but I don't think it was that far. Probably less than a mile total. I was at Meyer. I just had to go next door to Wendy's and then it delivered across the street. And I wasn't 100% sure I dropped it off at the right address, but because this customer had their door open and I couldn't see the apartment number, but the apartment on one side was a lower number and then the other side was a higher number apartment. So I just, assumed that was the right one. I didn't hear anything back on that, but that was 2 minutes, 2 seconds. Be right back at you. And then soon after that, I got let's do it again, $4 Taco Bell. That was going to, I went a longer route leaving the Taco Bell. GPS wanted me to turn left, but I was like, well, this is off a Hahn Road. I should be able to turn right. And I didn't want to make a left at the light and wait at that traffic light. So I turned right. And then once I realized, like, with the general area where this place was, I was like, oh, okay, yeah. that's why it was wanting me to turn left, and I am taking a longer route here, but not the end of the world. That traffic light that I was avoiding, it can be a long light, so it might have just taken me an extra minute to get to the customer, if that, and an extra like half a mile or a mile. But anyway, it was going to this this activity center for kids that I didn't even know was there. It's been open less than a year, and I walk in there and there's like 50 or 60 little kids running around doing gymnastics and all kinds of activities. And so again, another like, you know, short distance $4 delivery. And then I had kind of a break in between offers. I got a $5.50 Tony's Conies. I didn't write down the mileage on that, but I didn't even know, didn't remember that they were even on DoorDash, but I think it was like over 10 miles. So I declined that one. And then this order that I just, soon after I declined that, the order that I just now finished was 1050 Taco Bell, going 6 miles. And it's funny, this was going to the medical offices that I dropped off at earlier. Same suite number. And it had a different customer name on it, but the same lady is the one that greeted me and got this order as well. So that was pretty cool. Only $2 from DoorDash again, and then, you know, $8.50 customer tip. But and in between all of these orders, I was able to get my prescriptions. And right now I should be right about at that $100 mark. So I'd like to do a couple, at least maybe one or two more deliveries at least. But I'm going to shut this down because here I will be back in zone in about 1 mile here. And let's see what we can get. Maybe I'd like to do maybe another shopping order. So we'll see what it is. And stay tuned. All right, just dropped off my last order, went ahead and called it a day. So I'm in that South Columbus area. It's where the last drop off was, and heading back home. And so just did 3 deliveries. After the last update, I got a $4.50 McDonald's going to the nursing home. So that was, you know, pretty standard delivery there. I didn't even have to go into the place. The customer met me outside, grabbed the order, 1, 2, 3. I was out of there. And then I get the stacked order that I just finished up with, $24.50 Meijer, 2 orders, one delivering in zone, the other one to here, South Columbus. And so the total miles on that was 11 miles, only 8 items. Oops, sorry, dude. Only 8 items. So I was like, heck yeah. But then as I'm driving to Meijer, I look at the list, and it's only 5 things to shop for. So there's multiples, but I see both customers has cases of water, and I see what looks to be a baby stroller. I'm like, what in the heck? You know, but I couldn't tell for sure until I actually got in the store and hit start shopping. And sure enough, and I told my wife, I was like, you watch all of the multiples be the cases of water, and wouldn't you know? And so I couldn't believe it. So one customer ordered 2 40 packs of water, and the other one had 3 24 packs. So what is that? Like over 150 bottles of water on this order. You kidding me? And that other item was a stroller. Even though it said, like, before I clicked arrive the store, the category it said was household for some reason. So I was prepared for the worst. This was going to be a super heavy order and complicated and all this and that. But it ended up not being anywhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be. Because what I got for the one customer, I got the 2 40 packs, but they did not have, what is this bus doing? Make your turn and get out of here. Get out. They didn't have the 24 packs of water. It's aggravating. The setup where Meijer has their water, they're supposed to have 40 and 24 pack. Usually they just have one or the other. You don't normally see both count sizes there. So I had to mark that as unavailable. The system sent a message to the customer, and I got lucky on that because the customer responded with a substitution for 3 24 packs of the little 8-ounce bottles. So I was perfect. I'll get because those are just little packages. Those are easy to pick up and carry, and so that made this order a lot lighter. Let's put it that way. And then was off to the baby department to get that stroller, and I got tripped up just a little bit on the stroller because I was looking at all of the different boxes. So yeah, I was in the aisle and you had everything in the boxes. I saw for that particular brand name, I saw a couple playpens, a couple other items, but this was just a one of the smaller strollers. And hope I don't get blocked off here. And but anyway, long story short on that, I happened to notice some strollers that weren't in boxes. And yep, sure enough, this dump truck, well, only momentarily has me blocked off. There were some strollers that weren't in boxes, and so that's where that item was. So yeah, it was. So it wasn't this. And I'll show a picture of my shopping cart after I got everything. But you see the stroller there is not some big bulky stroller in a box. So it's a lot more manageable. And checked out with that. It was the first customer was the stroller and the 240 packs, and I got there, and the customer came outside to take everything from me. So that made it easy. Those 40 packs, I just grabbed one from my car, went up towards the door. She took it from me, so I didn't have to set those down. So that made that easy. And then I started pulling away, and I got a notification that that customer gave me an additional $3 tip. So great, outstanding, appreciate it. Then of course off from there to South Columbus, deliver the other order. That was easy as well. Those deliveries, it's a one-way street. I park right in front of the customer's house, and like I said, it was just those little packages of water. And then, that was really easy. And then I logged off, made over goal today and then some. So This was a 7-hour, 32-minute dash, active 5 hours, 17 minutes. So just 2 hours of downtime. About half hour of that was my pause. 14 deliveries for $132.87. So, you know, I made up the $12 I was missing from yesterday and an extra, like, you know, $20 or whatever. So puts me in good shape for tomorrow. And of course I won't know the mileage yet until I get home here, and I'll throw the mileage in the description for the video. But that's it for this dash, and we'll live the dash tomorrow. And see you guys all at the next video. Thanks for watching. As always, be safe out there driving, and we'll catch you next time.